So have you heard the viral story of the soldier who got shot in his own apartment by police and they just dropped the body cam footage?
What?
So look, this guy, he was a 23-year-old soldier. He was an airman. He worked in the Special Ops Division, I believe. And the police were called to his home, and he was home alone. They were called to his home for a disturbance. He was home alone. They knock on the door. He opens the door, and they shoot him. Now, yeah. Now, the crazy part is he did have a firearm in his hand, but he was in his home. The firearm was legally registered to him. He didn't know who was at the door. He was on FaceTime with his girlfriend when this all happened. So right now, this is like another George Floyd-esque situation where they're saying that the police took his life for no reason. He did have a gun in his hand, and I will break down, because I am a firearm instructor and I study firearm law. I'll kind of break down for everybody why this is wrong and exactly what happened. So we'll watch the video and kind of go through it, but they're called to the house, and this is the same police department that I don't know if you saw it, but we covered it and it went viral on Facebook. Got over 1 million views. But there's a video about a cop who an acorn hit him, and him and his partner unloaded 2 guns on the guy that was already arrested in their car. So they arrested this man. He's in the car handcuffed. An acorn hits him. He does a roll in the ground and then starts shooting at the car with his partner, and they unload on it saying he thought he got shot and thought the man in the car did it. So this is the same police department that just did that a couple of months ago. So check this out. The man's name was Roger Fortson, and then the police were called because there was supposedly a disturbance in his apartment. The police get there, they talk to I guess one of the managers. He doesn't really know what's going on. They send him to go investigate, and this is what happens.
I don't know if you guys come by, so I'm going to give her a quick call. So there was a fight going on or something? I was not ready for that. Yes, sir.
So the cop walks up, and there's another lady. I don't know if she's the manager or if she's a resident, but she starts, and I don't know if she's the one that called. I'm not exactly sure, but she starts telling the police officer what she believes is happening and what she heard and why she called.
Okay.
But this kind of sounded like you're getting out of hand.
Okay, which door?
I'm not sure. 2 weeks ago, I was walking by their apartment, basically, on this side, and I was hearing someone yell, like, shut the fuck up, like, you stupid B-word, and all this other stuff, and I just stopped, like, right after it, but I wasn't sure where it came from, and I couldn't call it. I didn't want to call the police.
Which room is it?
1401.
1401, okay.
1401. But the girl sounded scared, the one that called. She said, she was like, it's getting out, it sounds like it's getting really out of hand.
So it's getting them before now? Yeah. Okay. Will you stand out there and direct the deputies coming through this area?
It's not, you're going to go up to the fourth floor, and it's going to be on this side.
Gotcha.
So the policeman gets up to the floor of the apartment. He starts walking down the hallway. He's going to knock on the door. Now, this is very important as to describe what's about to happen, because the family has now hired attorney Ben Crump because they believe that this was all wrong. And when the man was on the phone with his girlfriend, he was telling her, like, he doesn't know who's at the door. So he hears banging. He doesn't hear who's at the door. He says he goes to look. He doesn't see anybody. So then he goes to grab his gun. He leaves his bedroom, I guess, after getting his gun, or leaves the room after getting his gun, opens the door. Police immediately shoots him. Now, I want to give a trigger warning to our audience because this is hard to watch. So it's kind of
crazy.
It's hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie, and it happens really, really fast. But I'm gonna break down what the cop does when he gets to the door. So when he gets to the door, right, he's going to start listening to the door to try to hear what the lady was describing. So, like, he's putting his head next to the door. See, that's what he's doing. He's trying to see if he can hear anything. But you can't hear anything. Because they're supposed to be yelling and right. It's supposed to be a disturbance.
Yeah.
Just nothing to hear.
And then you step to the side, though.
That's what I was about to say. So he does identify himself, right? But he keeps stepping to the side of the door. So if the person looks, he won't know who's there.
And you can't trust that.
Exactly.
He want to shoot somebody.
Also, when he first knocks, he does not identify himself. You know what I'm saying?
They supposed to say, police. Open up.
Sheriff's office, open the door.
He just said it now.
Sheriff's office, open the door.
But you keep hiding though. He not even holding it.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Drop the gun! 312, shots fired. Suspect down.
Did he kill him?
Do not move! 312, get EMS my location.
So we'll watch it again with no sound. It is hard to watch. So as you can see, he opens the door. The guy does not have the gun pointed at him. He has it in his hand, but it is pointed down. The police officer immediately shoots him. But like you said, he's hopping from side to side so that the person is looking through the peephole can't see who's there. And the crazy part is the family had now watched the body cam footage. So the only way that they knew what happened was, I'm guessing, because he was narrating what was going on to his girlfriend as he was on FaceTime with her. Because the whole time he's on FaceTime with her. So see, they already, I'm going to show the press conference in a second. So he didn't know. So the guy's hopping from side to side. He told his girl, I can't see. I'm guessing he told her, I can't see because
you can't. Like
you can't.
You're jumping from one side. Any officer I know that has ever come, you go to somebody's house, or I've seen them go to people's house or whatever the case may be, they knock. Police officer, open up. Sheriff, open up. They're not hiding from side to side. You cannot see who's at your door. You teach kids that when they're little. You can't see who's at the door if you can't see them through the peephole. You know you couldn't be seen. And furthermore, when he opened that door, you see that it was no harm. He did not have the gun pointed out, try to do anything. Like, that's just crazy.
Exactly. You already had the drop on him. You could have just seen if he was even going to lift it. You didn't even give him a chance to drop it. You just immediately started shooting, and they were so close together. Like, and the other thing is, he did something really silly that was a bad tactical idea, which I didn't understand why he did it, because he did the right thing in the beginning. When he knocked on the door and he hopped to the left side, you can't, that's a bad place to stay because the way the door is going to open up and your back is against a railing. So you can't retreat. But if you had stayed on the other side, then you could have backed up, gave the situation space while keeping your gun on him in case you needed to retreat. But instead, you immediately pull and unload on him. So it was a very silly way to go about it. And again, these are the same cops that literally, for no reason, just lit up a police car with a handcuffed man inside because somebody got hit with an acorn.
Yeah, but they getting away with it, and this is why they still doing it.
So, this whole situation is crazy. Family hired Ben Crump and did a press conference where they break down and I don't think, again, that the family had seen the body cam footage. They had only talked to the girlfriend. So that's how they know what happened. That's how they know what he was going through and why he responded. But you got to understand, they were called to the house because there was a disturbance. Apparently, he was fighting with somebody. But how could he be fighting with somebody when he's in the house by himself? There's no one else in the house. So whatever crime you thought he was committing, he didn't commit. He was literally just in his own home.
Sad.
And now you have his mother crying on camera, breaking down in tears because this man was a 23-year-old soldier. He was a patriot. He fought for his country.
He got shot down by his country.
Exactly. And he was known as a good person. He was known as like one of the top people in his field, and they literally just took his life. But this is what Ben Crump, he's going to break down what he was told from, I guess, the girlfriend, and his mom is going to speak a little bit too.
The Okaloosa County Sheriff's deputies came to his apartment, his sanctuary, his castle, where he had every right to be. And they forcefully entered his apartment. His girlfriend was on FaceTime with him. So she heard everything. And she talked about how she heard a bang at the door, an aggressive bang. And she talked about how he said, "Who is it?" And he heard no response. She talked about how he went to the door to look through the peephole, but it was as if somebody was covering up the peephole so he couldn't see out of it. And he kept saying, "Who is it?" And how he went and retrieved his legally registered gun as a gun owner to protect his house, and how he was walking back and the door was open, and then how she said that she just heard shots, and then how he was on the ground.
And they said,
And
instead of calling MS, they just said, "Oh yeah, he shot up. He shot up. My baby was shot up."
he was shot 6 times.
Oh, my baby. They took my kid. They took my kid.
This is a crazy situation. Being in your own home with breaking no laws, bothering no one, someone can call the police. And so now what the conversation is being had is if there was a call, who called? Did you have the right place? And that's what Ben Crump is saying later on in this is they want the police department, number one, to clear his name because you had the wrong space. Whatever you thought was going on, wasn't going on. He wasn't nothing. So you need to, number one, make that clear.
You didn't hear anything going on. Everybody that called and said that it was, and there was that apartment, they all, something, like everybody, because the whole thing about it is, you need to be clear. If you saying something that's going on and you walk up to the door, you don't hear nothing, you don't hear nothing, and then you hiding from side to side as if you hear, "Oh, I'm gonna shoot you. Fuck you. I mean, F you." Like, you don't hear none of that, and you hide from side to side. You plan on going up here to go kill somebody. I feel like this is premeditated
tactical
murder.
positions and stuff instead of just knocking on the door like a normal person. Because it would be one thing if you actually heard that type of escalated violence inside the house and you thought something was going on, maybe I could feel you. But if you just walk into a house and it's literally silent and everything that you thought was happening and you didn't even make sure that you had the wrong apartment before you went in there. So Ben Crump is now saying you guys need to clarify or admit to the fact that you had the wrong apartment. Whatever you thought you were doing, you were in the wrong space. The guy, when he first knocked, did not identify himself until the second or third knock. And even when he did,
he was in the back. He was
hiding.
By then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you
went.
knock and I come and you hiding and I don't see nobody, and then I'm gonna go to the bank and get my gun. I'm gonna go get my gun. Yeah.
I'm sure that officer will. If somebody's banging on his door and you're the man in the house, you have to go and protect yourself, because a woman will, a man will, anybody will. I'm almost 100% sure they're not teaching you at the police or the sheriff academy to stand to the side, knock on the door, and stand to the side and hide.
Exactly.
They're not teaching you that.
Not if you, I don't know what was going on. So that's what I'm saying. If you expected for him to open up the door and not be afraid because you are playing games and he don't know what's going on, I mean, I think that's pretty reasonable. It'd be a whole nother thing if you were standing there and the whole time, but even then, you didn't even give him a chance to react. You know it's legal for him to have a gun in his state. You know that you just banged on his door. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He didn't have it up. He wasn't aggressive. When you came and you had held your gun up, you had enough time to sit there and say, "Drop the gun." You wanted to shoot him because he didn't hold it up. It was to the side, he was probably gonna be like, "Hey, you know, I didn't see it was you."
My bad, yeah.
He seemed very calm. He seemed like he was not being aggressive. His gun was still down, pointing to the ground, and everything.
This is what I want to know. What the hell is going on at this police station? Well, all these police officers act like they have PTSD. All of them are acting like they so jumpy, like they so terrified that they don't know how to handle themselves, and they just
can't wait
pop
to kill
off.
somebody. That's
I
what
don't know
happens.
what's going on in this police
They
department.
kill
but
people, and then they can't wait to kill somebody again. That's just what happened.
So, yeah, guys. So let us know what you think in the comments. Do you think that this was justified? Do you think that it wasn't justified? Do you feel like the family should get justice from the police officer? Do you think he should be fired, be put in jail? We'll keep you updated as this story evolves. This literally broke yesterday, and then the body cam footage came out a few hours ago, so we should be one of the first ones to have it out. Let us know what you think, and I think that this is about to get a whole lot of press because, yes, he had a firearm in his hands, but he, at that point, did nothing illegal, and the cop was the only one that overreacted. Nothing happened. He did nothing wrong. So, yeah, let us know what you think in the comments, and as we get updates, we will let you know.